Welcome back, Roy Wood Jr.
Yeah.
If the punchline had a retractable roof, I would ask them to open it for tonight's
Right.
show.
Yeah. We were talking about this, and you said categorically, like the oppressive heat don't like, and that you will never do yard work in your life ever.
It's not an entitlement thing. I grew up in Alabama. That's what everyone needs to understand.
You paid your dues.
Alabama heat.
Yeah.
Only child. So who you think did all the yard work? Who you think did all the gutter cleaning?
Yeah.
Who you think raked the leaves? I painted the house at 11.
It's not right. It's not right.
So I'm sorry. I'm not. If it's outdoors, whatever I have to pay to get someone else. I've been that kid dragging the lawnmower down the sidewalk, going from door to door, $10 front yard, $15 front and back. And just heat stroke, heat exhaustion. I won't do it.
I think I was mostly familiar with you because of your contributions on The Daily Show, which are great. But I've really grown to like you a lot with your comedic chops, and specifically the show This Is Not Happening on Comedy
Central.
Central.
A different beast, man.
Yeah, it's really well done, and it exposes so many comedians to new audiences, and the way that you guys vibe with one another seems cool. Are they fun to shoot?
Yeah, it's a blast. For the people who haven't seen it, and this is true of anything you can watch on television or streaming. It is the only storytelling style comedy show where you have comedians telling true stories from their lives. So these are 8-9 minute runs. This isn't the 3-4 minutes that you do on Jimmy Fallon. This is like real deep stuff.
And weird, thought-provoking, horrifying.
Not always hilarious. by the way.
No.
Some of them are.
I told a story. I told a story most recently this season about the time that someone offered to pay me in cocaine.
Right.
After a comedy show, we had a woman come on and tell a story about the time she did meth, and then found out that there's still meth in your urine that doesn't metabolize the first time you do the meth. So she would drink her urine to get a second high.
God.
Great story.
That's a great story. But because of the context of the show and the way I think people think, and it's a brilliant concept, because if I'm going to be on it, this is my chance to just say this and get it out there. And a lot of times it's a part of their acts to begin with, but a lot of times you feel like, hey, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to tell this story in public.
Yeah, and I think that's the beautiful thing about that show. You know, I told a long, drawn-out story about how when I used to work at Golden Corral, there was a guy that it was a customer I was really nice to, who ultimately never spoke to me, never tipped me, nothing. I just always gave him good service. It's just one of those silent moments. Fast forward 2 years later, I get arrested. I'm in jail, and the night I'm in jail, a guy tries to beat my ass, and the same guy from Golden Corral is in the jail and goes, nah, he's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I was reading an interview with you, New York Times. This is when you're working in a post office.
Yeah, so I was a mail sorter in the campus post office.
Right.
And no one believes me when I say this, and please vouch for me on this.
Yeah, no, I read the...
In 1997, when you got a credit card mailed to you, it was already activated in the envelope. No one believes me when I say that. I'm like, all this a sticker on the front and call and put in your last four of your... No.
And you could always tell it was a credit card.
Yes!
You could always tell.
If it was Wilmington, Delaware, or Charlotte, North Carolina, baby, I'm taking that thing. and so I got arrested. That actually was what got me into stand-up, is because I got depressed and thought I was going to prison, ended up getting probation, been doing comedy ever since. I was 19.
And I heard that in the article, not to go off on a bit of a tangent, but I thought it was fascinating. So you're going to do these comedy shows, and you're thinking, I'm going to jail. They're going to put me away.
I got arrested in November. My sentencing was in June. My own lawyer said, and I quote, tie up any loose affairs that you had.
Oh, man.
He's court appointed. Because any real lawyer is like, we're going to fight this, and you've got a chance. And God is my witness, Roy. I'm not going to let them railroad you.
Tie up any loose ends.
Court appointed was like, hey, man, look, just... do what you need to do. Get rid of your clothes.
So when you hear you're not going to go to jail. They're gonna let you off. On the charges. It must have been. That's like winning the lottery, right?
Yeah, 100% it was.
And it just turned it around.
And it's weird how life works out, because for those 6 months leading up to sentencing, I was also suspended from school. Yeah. So all I had was time on my hand to go do comedy. So essentially, the worst moment in my life became a 1-year internship for stand-up comedy.
It's a good lesson.
And by the time I got back in school, I already had the infrastructure set up to make money on the road on the weekends.
Yeah.
So I was in college and doing road comedy at the same time up until graduation.
That's wild.
It's just weird how things line up.
But also, it's like something sometimes people ask us, and you have a long career in radio as well, and you know that every day you have to be up and. It's your agreement with the audience. It's not you don't show up and you're not.
It's a relationship.
It's a relationship, and you're being counted on to be up and
coherent,
regardless what's happening in your own life.
Yeah, regardless of what's going on. That's the thing that I love about stand-up is that you have an opportunity to deliver other people from whatever they're going through, if only for the hour that I'm on stage or whatever. And I think that's what's always been so healing about comedy is that now it's an opportunity for me to give to other people who might be going through whatever their get your affairs in order moment is.
Right. And there's some wild stories. Comedy legend and lore. The CNN did a series of on comedy. It was actually really good. The Comedy Legends, and it was there was a whole bunch of moments where you knew these comedians were going through some heavy crap, but sometimes it coincided with some of their greatest creative moments.
And I think that's what makes This Is Not Happening so different from any other stand-up show is that it's probably one of the few stand-up shows that's out that lets people know that they're not alone in this world and the mistakes they made, because it's a show that glorifies the lowest of lows, worst mistakes you've ever made, and makes them funny. And I have to tip the hat to my man Ari Shafir, who's the original host of that show. Yeah. And that's what Ari curated in Los Angeles. Before this was ever on television, Ari curated a place where comedians could tell longer stories and do things that were outside of the box.
It looks like it's a bar.
Traditional.
It looks like
it's a strip club.
It's a strip club.
Yeah, because there's a center stage.
Yeah, it's a Cheetah Strip Club in Los Angeles. That's a real functioning strip club.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, if I'm not mistaken, the strippers are paid for not being able to perform.
Who cleans off the pole?
I don't know, but Howie Mandel wouldn't touch it. Watch his episode. No one told him it was a strip club.
Oh, my God.
Because they knew he wouldn't have come and done the show. Howie Mandel shows up and basically the hand-to-hand mic transfer. I'm like, all right, I will put the mic in the stand. I will stand over here while you get the microphone. Okay, I will step around you without rushing into you. And he was his first 5 minutes on stage is about the fingerprints on the stripper pole.
Obviously Philadelphia has so much going on, and there have been some shakeups with the coaching, but otherwise it's.
I like when Philadelphia has hope.
Yeah.
It's a better comedy show.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the trophy. Sidebar, unrelated. Is the Eagles fan who ate the horse turd, is he still alive?
Yeah.
Still alive.
How is he doing? Have we checked on this gentleman?
He's the mayor of the city now, I think. I'm fairly certain we elected him mayor.
Yeah.
He works the door at Punchline.
Though, that's so indicative of the way things. I mean, all that was going on, and everybody that made national news.
Of course.
The dude eating the horse turd.
And to the rest of the country, everybody in Philadelphia
is a horse turd eating fan.
Also in football, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I just haven't had hope.
They don't even have a quarterback, man.
Yeah.
They got rid of their starting quarterback is in Tennessee now.
Yeah, and then we got Fitzpatrick from Tampa Bay because hey, you were good that one time a while back. You want some money?
What do you think of this Robert Kraft thing with the here you got this guy?
I want to see the tape.
Don't you?
Rub and tug.
Give us the tape. Everybody else gets caught up in prostitution stings, and if you want to go find that tape, you can find that tape.
Yeah.
It's on Cops. I want it. Put it out. I want Gayle King to debut that tape.
Yes. to R. Kelly his ass.
Because everybody's like, oh, well, technically if you post that, it's porn. No, it's not. It's a man laying on the table and there's a towel over him. The towel's just going up and down.
That's true. That's true.
Could be anything. Could be a fart. He could be flapping.
Just an old guy, 77-year-old fart.
I do think that it's funny. He's not going to go to jail. Everybody's acting like this means the Patriots are going to go 4-12.
Yeah.
I want the security footage, though, of the parking lot when the Bentley pulls into the strip mall, where apparently this place is located. Because that's he went there in a Bentley. And don't people at a Robert Kraft level have people who are supposed to say, "You stay here, we'll go get you somebody."
Yeah.
You can have everything delivered to your home right now.
Literally.
I can pull out this phone right now, and I can to this radio station. I can have a quart of motor oil,
And a car.
griddle,
And a big griddle.
and a mattress in a bag. They will literally mail a mattress to your house in a bag that you open like a vacuum sealed sausage.
Right.
And you can get all that by lunch.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that some towel jerkin you could probably get delivered.
Yeah, especially at that level.
Don't you think? Why don't I feel like rich people have like all these secret doors and secret apps. Like I'm not quite there yet when it comes to the super secret stuff. I got access to like some weird version of Facebook that's for people that are handling their brands, and we're gonna give you and it's super secret. You can't find it online. They send you a link for it, and they go, you go to this link, and then this guy will send you the code, and with the code, then you can get the super Facebook. And so I have super. So I would imagine when you get to Robert Kraft money, I don't even have that. I have 1-bedroom in New York money. With a woman and a 3-year-old money, and all I get is. So you imagine if you're an owner with 6 Super Bowl rings. There's got to be an app that's just for
Robert Kraft. Yeah.
Robert, welcome to the club. Elaine's gonna send you the link.
Right.
Here's the towel.
Yeah. And if that
Here's your
doesn't
motor
exist,
oil.
I think I've just given your listeners their new goal.
You got the blue check next to your name
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna email the people at Twitter and see about the blue check.
Yeah.
And then, blue check gets you nothing but a reply from businesses when you bitch about stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Just
Yeah.
so you know, that's all the blue check is worth.
Yep. I believe it.
When I tweet an airline about my middle seat doesn't work, I get
You get a
miles.
reaction.
Yeah, I get a reply.
All those to it. Roy Wood Jr., everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, Roy. Appreciate you being here.
Thank y'all.
We'll take a break and be right back. Stay with us.